Hey everyone, this is the ShutInBakas. My name is Chris. Today we're back for a review on Bofuri. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. I love the name of the show, it's terrible. But I mean, it describes exactly what the show is, so you can't really be surprised when you find out that this person, within the first 5 minutes of the show starting, literally says, I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. So, it's kind of hard to get angry at that, to be honest. Anyway, apologies if the audio is a bit quieter this time. It's currently 2 in the morning. I just finished watching the show, so I want to give my thoughts before I forget anything, because my memory is atrocious, as we all know. So, Bofuri was done by Silverlink, which are well known for pretty much every anime under the sun at this point. Let's be real, they do everything. And yes, it's basically just 12 episodes. It aired in 2020, January 8th to 25th, so that's cool. And at the end of the season, they actually announced a second season, but we'll get into that in a bit. You can currently watch it on Funimation. They are the main licensors in the West, and you can buy the Blu-ray from Funimation as well. I currently have the limited edition one, which I guess I could do a unboxing for at some point, so let me know if you want to see that. And let's talk about the show. So the show is actually really it's kind of like a cute girls doing cute things, but in MMO, like Sword Art Online style. It's really strange. I think this show kind of like falls a lot, but like the good parts are kind of enough to keep it up there. So you've got the fact that this MMO is so completely broken if people find the right skills, which, our main protagonist Maple does. She finds all the right skills by accident, and she becomes the most overpowered character in the game, pretty much. And the developers don't, nerf her anymore because they realize that she's basically the mascot of the game, so just her being OP is good enough, but I feel like her being too OP is just kind of, a detriment to every other person trying to play the game. Because no one can compare to her. Like, seriously, it's impossible to win anything in this game if she's in a competition. But yeah, so basically Maple just learns all these skills, and she's just nutty. Like, at some point she can turn into a giant monster. Which is terrifying, by the way. Like, it looks like a xenomorph from Alien. So, it's not exactly a cutesy monster. And when she talks, it's got this really, like, deep thing going on. It's terrifying. Speaking of, I actually watched this in Japanese. I didn't watch the dub because I've been kind of, going away from dubs recently. And I just kind of wanted to watch this one in Japanese because it looked cutesy, and for a cutesy show, you'll definitely want to have the Japanese version because almost 100% of the time, the English dub is not cute enough for a cutesy show. It's just not. I really have struggled to find a show, like maybe Dragon Maid is kind of up there with cute voices for the cute characters, but that's about it. I can't really think of any others off the top of my head. But yeah, side tangent. What I thought about the show is it's good. It's got a really nice art style to it. It's got really good animation, like surprisingly good for what, I thought this was going to be. I thought it was going to be like Spirit Chronicles level of shit animation, but no, it's actually pretty decent. Like, obviously not comparable to anything Sword Art Online, which is, what people would compare it to. It's like the casual Sword Art Online, essentially. But yeah, basically, good animation, nice art style, the music is decent, if not repetitive. They use the same songs for time lapses over and over again. There's only one battle theme, and it's a bit dry in that regard, but I'll give it a pass, to be honest. The voice acting was pretty good. Obviously, I'm not a huge voice acting connoisseur or anything when it comes to Japanese voice acting, but everything seemed in order, so I can't complain there. And overall, the story was extremely lackluster, but let's be real, this show doesn't really have a story. I've always found when in MMOs, when people take it so seriously, I find that very strange. Because in real life, my real life experiences with MMOs and multiplayer games is everyone's just screwing around and not having, like, not being serious at all, unless they're, like, tryhards or whatever. But, like, all these characters are, you know, so formal with each other and all that. It just feels extremely fake. But maybe that's because, maybe the dub was different, maybe it was a bit more casual. But yeah, it just feels like everything was really, I don't know, like, extra. Well, obviously it's fake, but it felt really out of touch fake. Like, it was like, I don't know, like Japanese honorifics, but I get the fact that it was a Japanese game, but I mean, even then, they would have like this chat board where they would have characters talking about the events that had happened in the story to this point. And, like, they would be more realistic, because they'd be like, lol, oh, that was dope, Lamau, and it'd be like real fellow kids shit, right? But it was kind of accurate in that sense, because they were just kind of messing around, but these characters get way too into it, like, they start RPing, essentially. It's kind of weird, but maybe I just don't get it, because I haven't gotten into, like, an RPG or anything in that regard. I don't know, I just kind of struggle to get into that sort of mood when I'm with people. It seems a bit embarrassing. But yeah, so, overall, pretty good. I would recommend it to someone who just kind of wants an easy watch, and kind of just like a Sword Art Online, but not, like, no stakes, you know? They can leave the game, so Sword Art Online may not be the best, you know, like, comparison, but when I think of an MMO, you know, a VR MMORPG, that's the show I think of, and Bofuri is one of those, so that's what I compare it to. So, yeah, overall, end results, Maple is best girl. She is adorable, love her. She's way too overpowered for her own good. She even makes the audacity, she has the audacity to say she's playing the game normally, even though, like, she's absolutely nuts compared to everybody else in her guild and other guilds. Like, I mean, she's actually a defense build that has offensive abilities. Like, it's ridiculous. And, like, for goodness sake, she has the power of God on her side, apparently. It's ridiculous. But anyway, overall, good stuff for the first season. But the second season was actually announced at the very end, I noticed. There was a logo, and they put 2 shields, and I was like, ooh, okay, we're getting 2 shields now, gotcha. So, that means Bofuri second season is announced and coming. There was a bit more of an announcement recently, well, not recently, like this year, and that was meant to be coming 2022, so I'm gonna guess maybe early next year. That's what I'm guessing, to be honest. Don't quote me on that, like, I don't know, obviously, but if I had to guess, it would be around that time. And from what I can see, the second season really isn't going to change much. It seems like the story is just kind of like no particular story, just kind of friends in an MMO. You know, enjoying the game. Like, they're not doing a plot. Like with Sword Art Online, the part of the MMO was kind of secondary. Like, the quests didn't matter that much, and like the items and skills, they were kind of like, okay, they were a part of it, but they weren't the story. Whereas Bofuri kind of talks about the series, the MMO, as the story. So, like, it's kind of more of the game they play as the story, instead of they're in a game to play the story. And it's kind of a weird way of putting it, but that's kind of how I've got it in my head, so I hope that made sense. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you all for watching. Hit the like button if you liked the video, dislike it if you didn't, leave a comment down below telling me what you thought of Bofuri, and if you're looking forward to the second season, because I am. I'm looking pretty forward to it. I want to see more Maple do OP things, because it's really stupid, because it's funny. Okay, subscribe if you're new to the channel, ring the bell button if you want to know when we're uploading. Follow me on Twitter at ShutInBakas, because not enough of you people have been doing that. You got to get in on that. Like, come on, guys. It's really great over there. I mean, Twitter's not good, but me, I'm great. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Peace out.